It's been a while. For some reason, I thought this was knockoff time, and I was like, "Oh, but I want to spread them out. I want to." Oh wait, no, it's not. I'm an idiot. Let's get on with an official figure. Now, I've got the idea in my head that I promised to do this review. I'm not sure if I promised myself. I don't think any of you actually asked for it, but we're going to do this. Animated Deluxe Bumblebee. And boy howdy, when they say deluxe, are they being loose with the term? Animated and scale, man. Oh. And he is a dinky little yellow sports kind of hatchback two-door thing. Over here you'd have like a smart car or a car or something like that. Not sure what you have in America or wherever else. And you have these little turbo boosters that you can just... that half a transformer thing. You can just unplug from those little holes there. There you go. And they're quite simple little jet engine-y, bomb-looking things. Nothing fancy, but they do the job. We'll take them off because I know a lot of people don't like them. I don't know why. He does have them briefly in the show because he wants to catch up with someone who's faster than him. Like I say, he's a neat little car. Silver wheel rim, look at that. Rolls, some details, a little spot symbol. Yeah. What more do you want from him? He's a little rolling guy, it's fine. Little red police siren on top. Cool. Pay attention to that, because you won't see it again. It's just kind of neat. I don't know what more to say to you. Instead of doing the lights properly, let's see if we can get a bit better there. Instead of doing these lights, like painting them a different colour, basically they've just put a slight bit of almost like glitter on there. So you see that, where it's more reflective? It's just like a faint coat of glitter. That's why that reflects a lot more than the plastic around it, I think. Yeah. Size comparison? Well, if we're going lame, cheesy cartoon versions of Bumblebee, obviously, RID Warrior Bumblebee. So if these were in the real world, that would be absolutely massive, and that would be tiny. So they're not exactly in scale. And I know this weighs like twice as much. Should we transform it? I think we probably should. I know it annoyed me when I first saw it, but I do actually quite like the off-center black stripe. Right, transform it. Okay. Do I remember how to do this? Yeah, sure I do. I transformed it about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, of course I do. Right, you gotta separate this side panel and this side panel. You can basically, wherever you can get your nail or anything in to get a hold of them. Separate these, fold them out, just bring them up out of the way. They're on dreaded double hinge. So get them up out of the way for now. At this point you want to get this little section of the bumper, fold that up. This can get in the way during transformation. So just get it up out of the way for now. It's still no guarantee it's going to stay out of the way. Just letting you know. I'm going to untab these arms. That little peg just goes into a little groove in there. Doesn't peg properly, but it just sort of sits in there. Okay, now you can see this one to move already. So let's bring the camera up so you can see a bit better. Yay! Okay, now if we look here somewhere, can we see inside? What we've got is... Can I get to any of this? Right, there's a hinge and then a ball joint, which will be the shoulder. So we just need to bring this hinge up because it was straight down. Like that. So we need to bring that up. Well, you start. Right, could you just stay there? Right, good, up. And make sure these bits are out of the way. And we need to rotate so this goes into that gap. Like I say, can get in the way. So rotate it. then this also goes into the gap. But before we go all the way through, before we cover this line here, we need to rotate all the way around, then shove it in. And now we're getting the gist of what's going on here. So now we get these two pieces and we just sort of fold them so they go towards the middle. So instead of this hinge being sort of curved that way now, we want to curve it the other way, if that makes any sense at all. Like that. Then they just peg together. Awesome. Peg, tab, whatever. Okay. Bring this bit down here. Rotate the shoulder ball joint. Then we want to reach under here, flip out the hands. Just push this bit in a little bit more. Awesome. Do the same here. So bring it all down, sort of straighten it out a bit. Flip out the hand. Push that in a little bit more. Okay. Alright. Okay. And now we want to get this front section of the bonnet. Fold this. And it's got a hinge back here and a ball joint here. So to start with, we go at the hinge, and then we go onto the ball joint, and then we go onto the hinge again. Let's get all the way out to there. Split this whole thing, and the toes hold together really well. This little thing holds really well. And then this is my original Bumblebee, and then at a car boot, then part of it broke. It broke pretty much straight out of the box. At a car boot sale, I found another one, which happened to have the bit that broke, and I got it for like 50p. What you gotta do is bring these pieces, get them loose, bring them back, and they're on basically a spring-loaded hinge. At the top of that hinge, there's a ball joint. You need to bring them out, rotate it around, and sort of leave it up against the leg like that. It will basically tell you when it's flush. Now, my original one of these ball joints wasn't tight enough, or was too tight. I'm not sure which one. I think it wasn't tight enough. And every time I tried to do that, it just popped off. And eventually, I just couldn't get it to go back on. So I couldn't use him for years until I found this damaged second-hand one, and I managed to fix him. Awesome, because he only had one leg, and it happened to be that one. Because I didn't remember which leg off the top of my head. So we get this loose, bring it back on that hinge there. That black bit is spring-loaded. Get it out, rotate it around, and it'll just sort of tell you when it's flat. And then these are the heels. There's also this bit in the middle, and then the toes. And that is... Hang on, no, sorry. Bring the head back on that. Straighten it up. And let's adjust the camera. Because for some reason it's decided it wants to wobble a bit. Yay! And this is animated Bumblebee in robot mode. Oh yeah. He's a bit monstrous, isn't he? Because he feels cute and diddy and tiny and all chunky and, you know, big head, small body, big feet, skinny arms. He ain't small. And I wish I had a proper light that I could show you. But inside his light piping, if you work it out properly, they've cut it in such a way that it actually shows the pupils. But obviously I can't do that with my terrible setup. But he's quite cool. He's got, you know, the ball joint here. He's got this other hinge here, which is a little bit loose, but fine. He's got an elbow there. I'll get into that bit in a minute. Ball joint for the head. That little transformation hinge. Swivel, ball joint, hinge, swivel, ball joint. He's got some work going on. You know, he can throw poses. Now, I mean, there's, apart from these bits on the back of the legs, there's no real kibble. I mean, even this doesn't look bad. It just you know, it just makes it look like that's how he should be. And he's awesome. I do really like him. He's a very well designed thing. I didn't think I would. I didn't particularly like the character. But this is brilliant. This is a really good figure. So, for accessories, obviously we got these two, and you can leave them on all the way throughout the transformation. But if you plug them on the back here, where they normally go, I'll turn them over because the screws are showing. Wouldn't normally bother, but you know, just shove them in, and now he can fly because he's got a little jetpack, which again does use in the show. And his other accessory weapon-ish kind of things are these little stingers that fold out, and you fold away the hand and fold out the stinger, so his hand transforms into the stinger. You can shoot from it. And he's got that on both hands. And if he wants to do a really powerful one, you can actually push them together and have a giant stinger. That's actually quite cool, isn't it? Let's be honest. That's quite cool. Depressingly good figure. Oh, and you'll note the stripe has swapped sides to tally up with the foot, because this would have been on the, if we're looking at it, it would have been on the right, and now it's on the left. Weird. Or it's now on his right, it would have been on his left. And there's no siren, which is there. But yeah, what have we got for size comparisons? Hang on. Yes. Age of Extinction Bumblebee and RD Warrior Class Bumblebee. And come here, you. Hang on. Prime RID Bumblebee. And if you're really, really interested, Masterpiece Bumblebee. Can you even see him? Cooey. Let's take him out of the way. I don't want you to see him too much yet. You can wait. So, he's huge. Considering the show, he would have been down here somewhere on pretty much everyone. And he's the tallest of these by at least a fair bit. He's, I don't know, animated in their scale. They never got things right. But their figures are just so charming. I mean, not one of these looks anywhere near as handsome as this little devil. I mean, again, I'm not going to show too much, but not even G1. You know what I mean? Nah, he's a very handsome figure. Like I say, the hand transformation. Apparently there were different versions, like the stinger would only go to about there. It wouldn't go any further. But fortunately I seem to have the later version that was improved, so the stinger can fold completely flush. Which is great. You know, it's one of those things you only find out about afterwards, but there's no way you could have found out until you got him, and I happen to have a good one, which is good. I'm quite proud and pleased. But yes, he's a very, very good figure, very pretty. And if you can get him cheap, and you know, even if you don't care about these, they don't make a difference. But if you can get him cheap, I suggest it. In the Japanese versions, there is a version of this with like a submarine pack or a flight pack. That looks awesome. It's actually like a big pod that sits over the top. That looks really cool. Far too expensive. So yeah, I shall let this upload. And oh wow, that does look bad. Sorry, I think I have a little bit of a rash on my arm. I'm not sure where it's from. Well, my wrist. I don't know where it's from, but yeah, that looks quite bad. I'm going to try and get this uploaded, and then I'll have to work hard on some more videos, because I've only got less than a week to get all these done for video 300 and my 3-year anniversary. Woo! So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, I shall see all of you in the next one. Ta for now, Doc.